But today was bad. Light work, people. Light work. Seems we're soft all over the pitch.
What's going on, people? We have a notable absentee right now. Don't we, Avi? It's just me. It's just me. Yeah, it's just me and you right now. But
don't give him that much credit. Notable, yeah. He's a slight miss. He's a slight miss on his own show. But yeah, I thought, go on, Evan, take it away. You're hosting. You can host this.
Yeah, I guess I am hosting right now, and we're curious to hear what you people have to say. Yeah, like I said, just me and Avi right now. But there's no shortage of things to talk about. So if anybody's going to come in, let us know. In the meantime, me and Avi are going to start the conversation off about Liverpool not being investigated, as it turns out, because of false positive COVID tests. Avi, any bit of Google searching could have told you that false positive COVID tests are not nearly as rare as Arsenal fans were making them out to be, huh?
Oh, it's been a farce. If we wanted to, and again, I don't want to waste too much of my breath on this, but if we did want to fake it, we wouldn't fake it against the likes of, we wouldn't fake it to miss games against Shrewsbury or the Arsenal game. You know, we just played Spurs, Leicester, Chelsea. If we were going to play any political games like that or any dirty games, we could have done it way before. But I do believe we've got our first guest, one of our regulars, Antio Chill, who comes in the chats and has been on a few call-in Khan shows. So I just want to bring him in. I believe he's in here. Hey, Antio, how's it going, mate?
Yeah, good. Yeah, how are you?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, doing all right. Guys had a good evening so far?
Well, it's still early afternoon for me and Evan. It's still 2 p.m. for us, so the day just got started. In some cases, it just got started for Evan. He looks as if he's just woken up, but
well, I'm sure you guys will have a good day regardless. Yeah, I mean,
what did you want to discuss? Arsenal on Thursday. We've spoken about the positives and the negative tests, whatever the shit that these Arsenal fans have come up with, and
I don't really care.
Yeah, and we found out that we're not being investigated. But on to Thursday's game, I believe, which will be at the Emirates. Or was it Anfield? The first leg's at Anfield now, isn't it?
It's Anfield. That's the only thing that confused me a bit, where I can sort of understand the Arsenal fans' frustration, but at the end of the day, who cares? At this stage, I hope we absolutely pipe them. And I said it on the stream here before. For me, games at Anfield should just be automatic buys for us, because we always pipe those dickheads 4-0, always, every single time. Shouldn't be any different now. I hope we absolutely smack them. Just based on the fact that the Arsenal fans have just behaved so despicably stupid on social media. They're acting like Klopp's the Joker. Like he just showed up in some fucking purple car in his purple suit, put makeup on, and it's like, we're gonna change the fixtures and pretend we have COVID. Idiots. Looking forward to Thursday. Absolutely pump them, honestly. And then on the return leg, hopefully in front of their own fans at the Emirates. That's going to be so juicy. I'm so loaded. I have an affinity towards not liking Arsenal as a club. It's all right, but if the fans really get on my nerve, the regular ones of DT and fucking sorry for the language, and
we won't mention names. We won't mention names.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Maybe he's a nice guy in private. I don't know, but every time I see him on social media, it's just weird takes, man. Honestly, but yeah, looking forward to it. At least it's we get a few games now, and hopefully no more postponements in the future.
Yep. Well, Evan, I think Bridge just sent a group message. If you want to see that quickly, on the WhatsApp, if you want to quickly check that. But while we're just on to the Liverpool Arsenal, Antio, how do you think we'll go in sort of the front three? Do you think we'll go with the Minamino, Firmino, Jota? Do you think he'll go that strong, or do you see that him rotating a little bit more with maybe a bit more youth?
Well, I hope that we go as strong as we can, because I won't lie, I would be so embarrassed that even if it's not our fault or not the club's fault, I would be so embarrassed if after all that, Klopp feels like major league youngsters. Some of them should deserve a chance, I think, but the front three, definitely Minamino, Jota, and whoever else is available. Maybe we'll see Nico, who knows? But yeah, should be more than enough to beat them, in my opinion. Remember, they're missing a few players too. They're missing Pepe, even though he's been an absolute joke since they signed for him. So good job, Arsenal. Partey's missing as well. Who else is missing? Gabriel's Brazilian. He should be there. I swear I missed somebody. So they're missing one.
I think on the consensus, Evan, Arteta will want to go strong because it's probably, well, along with the FA Cup. But no, they're out of the FA Cup. Sorry, pardon me. That was a genuine mistake, by the way, as well. No, but I think the general consensus is that he'll want to go strong in the League Cup. So he'll play as strong as he can. Like you said, Antio, he will be missing some players. I think Tomiyasu is out as well.
Oh, really?
So that's a big loss because he's been fairly good for him at right back. He has been really good compared to like Nuno Tavares. He's been so good. But Evan, do you expect us to go strong on Thursday as well at Anfield, first leg?
Yeah, I would expect us to go strong because so much of what Klopp has hammered into our heads over the years is maintaining momentum and rhythm, and a lack of rotation kind of shows that. From a personal point of view, Nancy, I'm sure you watch the other Grizz shows. You might have heard what I say about the domestic cups as well. For a guy like me, maybe I need a little bit of drama. I need a little bit of a backstory, should we say, in order for me to get a little worked up over the Carabao Cup.
Well, there certainly is now.
Yeah, no. Oh, hey, now I'm emotionally invested. And if anybody who's criticized me in the chat before for not being with you guys on the Carabao Cup, I'm with you guys now. I'm fully in. I'm fully invested. Going to be watching with bated breath. But
so in your eyes, it's no longer a Mickey Mouse Cup then for your eyes.
Just for this 1 year, just on Thursday. It's no longer a Mickey Mouse Cup. But yeah, Arsenal are going to go as strong as possible. This represents their only chance at silverware this season. For us, it's a different case. We're still in the Champions League. 7 games between us and the final. So yeah, there's definitely a backstory. There's some drama. There's some toxicity, should we say? And I guess it's going to be fun.
Yeah, the toxicity part. Yeah, I've been on board the let's beat Arsenal whenever we can for the past 2 years. So yeah, I'm
brilliant.
delighted, and yeah. Still looking forward to it. It's a chance for us to win silverware because I follow the consensus of what you said there, Evan. Yeah, for us it's a bit less important, but keep in mind that opinion for anybody can change in a matter of 2 weeks. I mean, we could literally go out in a semi-final of the Champions League and lose 2 games on the run in the Premier League, and all of a sudden we'll be thinking back, it's like, oh gee, why didn't we play a slightly stronger team or try a bit harder in the Carabao Cup? Because I said last time I called in, no silverware for me is shocking this season. No matter what ways you have to win something. And as far as I'm concerned, the Carabao Cup is the biggest opportunity so far for us to win it. So go all out.
Fair point.
Fingers crossed.
And yeah, I'm going to switch the viewers in, but thanks so much because I know you're tuning in from Germany. So big up. I think it's 11:30 coming across 11:30 from Germany.
Something like 11:22. I think 1 hour ahead of UK time.
Brilliant. But thanks for this one for that, Antio.
Thanks for coming in, Antio. It's nice talking to you, man, as usual.
And Grizz as well. See you guys.
Cheers, guys. Nice one, Antio. Thank you. Sorry, guys, I'm late. What's happening? What's popping? What's cooking? What's
Grizz?
We'll talk about that later. Go on.
Grizz, we're just about to finish up, bro. You missed everything.
Yeah, we're 10 minutes and done. We're 10 minutes and done. But
damn, Mr. Content.
It's been good. We just covered the just a little bit on the negative tests and positive tests. I don't want to elaborate on it more unless there's people in the chat.
No, we chat whatever people want to chat. I'm here. I'm taking over. Here we go. Next person is Jamie Keegan in the building. Jamie, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Jamie,
loud and clear, man. Where are you calling from?
Boston, Massachusetts, my friend.
Here we go.
Home of John Henry, Home of John Henry.
Yeah.
I just go on mute while the dream team takes over.
Yeah, I was about to say North Americans only. North Americans only. Grizz, be quiet.
We have the North American contingent here, but for me, the way that this narrative goes for me with Arsenal is it's almost like the story of a mythical fable where there's a foolish character and they continue to make the same mistakes and boast and boast and boast. And the story is cyclical and always ends with them ending flat up on their face, like Icarus, the boy who flew too close to the sun, always. And so they've made the occasion bigger. They've chatted. Arteta went at Klopp, and now it's all out in the open on Thursday at Anfield. And I just want to see when they will make the mistake, because it's not a question of if, they will make the mistake and play it to our hands.
Well said. Well fucking said, by the way. Yeah, I love the analogy about Arsenal sort of being the court jester, the perpetual fool, the class clown, should we say. I said on Twitter that you after they got booted out of the FA Cup by Nottingham Forest, I said never underestimate the Arsenal fan base's ability to talk a whole lot of nonsense and then take a really embarrassing loss immediately afterwards. So totally in line with what you just said. And I am now 100% emotionally invested into this game. It's going to be so crucial that we smack them just so we can get some internet points. You know what I mean?
You can pick out the point in the last match that we played them. When Arteta started the roll with Klopp, I immediately knew there was a shift. That's the point. That's the moment of where they've screwed up. What happens later? I think it's 2 minutes. Sadio Mane heads in a ball that's ruled offside, but then we eventually score, and the game was over from that point. And so I want to see what the Arsenal project is. I think that they have made progress, but they have consistent inconsistencies. They play so well against Manchester City, can't get the job done. They have a cup competition that they should do well in the FA Cup. They end up going out. So when are we going to see them take that next step? Because I've heard the chatter. I've heard top four. I've heard that they're a club that is trying to get into the Champions League, is trying to push for top players. But when will they actually solidify themselves? Because it never seems to happen, fellas.
It's just, yeah, just to quickly on that, it's just 1 minute you think after that Man City performance, which was a great performance, that first 45 minutes, I thought they were electric. You think they're going forward, and then obviously the fan base throughout the week and, you know, calling out Liverpool fans, calling out Klopp, and then they produced that on Sunday at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest. Just that's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back with them. You know, just when you think this is the Arsenal, this is what Arteta is trying to do, they literally slap themselves in the face again. But no, great points, Jamie. Grizz, do you want to come in on that?
No, everything he said is spot on, man. I've just been on another show where I had to school about 4,500 people that we had live, talking about Arsenal. And yeah, Jonathan, thank you for tuning on there, and thank you for tuning on here as well. I had to school everyone on the big six. Let them all keep crying, guys. Let them all keep crying about false positive. The bitterness is palpable, as he says. It just makes it will just make it the more sweeter when we smash them on top of the crying as well. So listen, no sensible adult, no one sensible adult would ever blame Liverpool and Klopp in this scenario. It's just social media hype, kids mainly, and then just there's no one with any logic or sense about them who's blaming Klopp and Liverpool. And that's what you've got to remember always.
Yeah, Grizz, I just want to say you're 100% right about that. Again, we don't want to give this too much attention, but
yeah,
I do have to say, you know that it's absolute BS when you have Arsenal fans on Twitter trying to say that you have a better chance of winning the jackpot in the lottery than recording a false positive COVID test. Like, just the second I read that, I just got so pissed off, and not just because he's running some tribalistic BS about Liverpool, but because the main reason we're still all struggling with this COVID stuff is because people like that are allowed to go on the timeline completely unqualified and chat a bunch of uncontested BS about something they're not qualified to speak on. And, you know,
it's literally that, Evan. It's literally that. That's the point. Yeah.
And just for 3 of my 5 closest friends here in California have recorded false positives in the last week. They're very, very common. Is it unlikely to get 13? I don't know. It sounds like it, but then then within the last year, you have clubs like Man United having 9 false positives in a week. Further down the football pyramid, clubs like Bath having 13 false positives in a week. Guys, keep in mind this is an independent body that is carrying out these tests, an independent lab. Suspected COVID test, that is not a term that Liverpool have made up. That is verbiage from the CDC themselves. But guys, again, don't take my word for it. go do the research yourself. That's the whole point. Don't go to Twitter for anything else besides transfer news and memes, please.
I love that tweet of yours. You've done that, honestly. But Jamie, talk to me, man. Forget that bullshit, man. Talk to me. How's life? How's life out in USA?
Life is
What's
good.
happening? How are you feeling about Liverpool right now?
I'm feeling good because the sooner that we get into where the games matter, I feel that Liverpool up the intensity. When the season is on the line, when the moment is on the line, Liverpool always take it up to that next level. I mean, you only have to go back to last season where in the last 10 games this season, I think we won 8 and drew 2 and won the last 5 on the bounce. And so now the games really matter. And we're getting into a period where we all know the league is a tough situation, but I think what Klopp will use the Carabao Cup for is a confidence booster, because imagine going into the second half of the season, if we can already tie down 1 trophy, Klopp will secretly be going into the back room and saying, hey, boys, we're coming down on City and we're still on for a quadruple. Whether it's viable or not, he'll say, we're still in a position to win 4 trophies, and we'll go from there. I'm really excited to see what Taki can do. I'm excited to see what Ox can do. I'm excited to see what Jones can do if Cade Gordon features at all after his great performance at the weekend, because now it's time to see what does the future look like, not only for our younger players, but also for the players who have contracts coming up and whether there's decisions to be made about their future if Liverpool is the right level for them. So it's an amazing opportunity that I'm sure Klopp will look and say to everyone, boys, right now, you want to be a Liverpool player, you want to make history with this club, go out and do something, because it's a perfect scenario to do it in this cup on Thursday.
Well said.
Absolutely brilliantly said.
That's the kind of optimum and positivity that we need.
Yeah.
Someone that's saying quadruple, I'm still loving it. Look, yes, the league looks as if City are going to run away with it, but look, let's not lose hope. We're still in there, man. We're still in there. And look, the Carling Cup, that gives us more momentum. Yes, like Evan discredits the cup up until today, where he said, no, look, I'm all for it now. I'm all for it. We win that, momentum shifts again to Liverpool. And look, if we can add another major, the European Cup, then it will be a near perfect season. Well said, Jamie. Well
Jamie,
said,
Jamie, really enjoyed your input, man. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Nah, Grizz, up these Reds. Stay safe, everybody. And let's have a great rest of the season. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you very much for calling in, my brother. Look after yourself. Take care.
Right, cheers, fellas.
Take care, man.
See you later. There's a familiar face. What's up?
How we doing, boys? How we doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. So in terms of Arsenal, saying false positives, sit on that and fucking spin. My dad's just report. My dad has reported a false positive in the last couple of days, so they are going about.
Yeah.
In terms of the Carabao Cup now, it's 6-1 and half a dozen of the other for me. Obviously, being a Spurs fan, and it's if we manage to turn it around against Chelsea and we win, I want Liverpool to beat. I want Arsenal to beat you guys, because then we can do them over at Wembley. However, if we don't win, if we don't turn it around against Chelsea, I want you to absolutely clatter these absolute clowns that call themselves football fans, because let's not forget, we've got them on Sunday. So imagine the lack of confidence that they're going to have going into playing us. We could run right over them. We could absolutely destroy them at their own game. For me, Arsenal fans are the most toxic fan base on every form of social media. And you know what? When watching them lose, it's like watching the Hub for me. Like, I love it. Arsenal fan TV after a loss, especially to Nottingham Forest.
Josh,
it's so good to hear.
Josh, you've got 2 games this week, right? You've got the Chelsea game, right? Which you're 2-0 down, right?
2-0 down, yeah.
Me and Conroy done the watch along, or was it me and Evan? Or me and Evan? No, me and Conroy.
Yeah, you and Conroy.
Yeah, 2-0 down. I thought it was one of the worst performances you put in that first half. That first
100%.
minutes was embarrassing, that first 45 minutes. Now, then you've got a North London derby, haven't you, on the weekend?
Yep. We've got no Sonny.
Which one, if you if I offered you not only getting through, because I know this can be easy. If I offered you the Littlewoods Cup, what's it called these days? The
Carabao Cup.
Carabao.
If I offered you the Carabao Cup win, not getting through to the final, but guaranteed win, or 3 points against the scum on North London derby, which one would you take?
I'll take the Carabao Cup, because we need trophies.
Ooh.
We need trophies. We haven't won a trophy since 2008.
No, I'm just
Oh,
putting
yeah,
it out there.
one-
And
It's
the
a
last trophy we won was against
I thought it was
Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final.
I thought it was a
when
good
it was the
question,
Carabao
lads.
Cup.
I thought
No,
it was a
no,
good question.
no. It was
They need silverware. That
I
new
thought
stadium.
about that question.
It's a
you
valid.
know,
It's a very valid question, but you
but
have to
Josh
look at it from a
smashed it out
Spurs.
of the park straight away.
You've
No,
got to look at it from a Spurs perspective, man. Like,
Fair enough.
if we don't win trophies, we don't get European football. It's that simple. Like, well, I don't think we can contend for top 4 this season unless we make signings. But to make the signings, we need to have something attractive about our club, and that is European football and trophies. This is what infuriates me about the whole Coutinho deal, because obviously we were going in for Coutinho, and just out of the blue, out of nowhere, like no one knew this was going to happen. Coutinho goes to Aston Villa. Like, we always knew that he was going to link up with Steven Gerrard at some point in his career, but Aston Villa. I thought it was going to be when Jurgen Klopp leaves Liverpool and Steven Gerrard takes over, because that's bound to happen eventually. You know, that's why he's taken the Villa job. But I think it says more about our club than it does anybody else.
Yeah,
it's like, again, we're being used as a leverage post. If you look, I don't know if you've seen the rumours that are circulating around Twitter, but we supposedly had a £50 million bid for Luis Diaz rejected. But now I'm hearing it's that news has come forward to put the pressure on Liverpool to sign him.
Just on Spurs and obviously January, do you expect any business to be done? Do you think Conte might push the board and say, listen, I need 1 or 2 bodies in?
We're getting Adama Traore. I think that's a guarantee.
Yeah,
Adama Traore. I had this discussion on the stream I did earlier on today, and I think Adama Traore is he's going to be one of. I think we're going to make 2 or 3.
Are you happy with that?
Does he play as a wing back though? Sorry, Chris. Does he play as a wing back then under Conte?
He can play as a wing back, yeah. But we like I've established before, Conte has a very, very good running of history where he takes players and puts them out of position, like he did with Victor Moses. Exactly. In exactly the same position as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Right back. He was right back.
Yeah,
because he had Ashley Young at times on the left hand side, didn't he? He done really well.
He did that at Chelsea with Victor Moses.
Yeah.
He did that at Chelsea, not in Milan. But he has a running history of putting players out of position, and it's worked for him in a sense. But we have to remember who our owners are. We have Lenik at the wheel, and we don't spend money. We are a business club. We're not a football club anymore. We are a business club.
Right there with you, bro. Right there with you.
No, but the thing is, you still spend monumentous amounts of money.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, you look at our record signing. It's Tanguy and Ndombele for £56 million, who we're trying to ship out in either January or the summer, because the guy, excuse my French, is fucking dog shit. Go on.
I heard a rumor, Josh, that Leon want Ndombele back, and you lot are gonna do a deal for Bruno Guimaraes.
I've heard the same. Bruno Guimaraes would be a bloody brilliant signing for us.
For you guys, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. But then I've got my eyes set on bigger pieces of pie as well. So I want the likes of Vlahovic to come in. But again, that's not a deal that we can see done until the summer at the very least.
That's
I also want to see
contingent on Kane, though, right?
No, he'll be brought in as a number. He'll be brought in. If we bring him in, Conte will play a 5-3-2. So, or a 3-5-2, depending on what way you look at it. He'll play 2 up front with the 3 midfielders and the 2 wing backs.
How would Heung-min Son fit into that 5-3-2 equation?
Yeah, that's a
if you have Vlahovic and King.
With the Tottenham fan base are we're all under the conclusion that Son doesn't work under the Conte effect. He doesn't work under the Conte regime, which is why I've also openly said the thing is I'm not dedicated to a player. I'm dedicated to a club, and it's the club I'm wearing on my chest now. There is not one there's not one player bigger than this, right? So if a serious offer comes in for Son, say 100 million, because there's not get it twisted in today's market, that's probably what he's worth. If a club comes in with a serious offer for Son, and it means that we can play that 5-3-2 and start developing ourselves as a title contending team, then I'll happily see the back of Son. I love Sonny to pieces, and it hurts me to say that, but I'm dedicated to a club, not a player. It's the same as Harry.
Cool, though. I get that. I get what you're saying, but wow.
You've got to do what's best for the club, not what's best for the player. At the end of the day, there's no. I hate it. Go on.
No, I was just going to say a lot of moving parts at Tottenham right now.
It seems to be, doesn't it, Evan? You're
right.
Right.
We have to though, because we haven't got the team. If you look at what the transfers that we've made over the last 3 or 4 years, what player stands out for you? We brought in Davinson Sanchez as a record. He was a record-breaking defender at the time for us. He's not done anything. You've got Tanguy and Ndombele, he hasn't done anything.
What a flop.
Also,
No, a massive £56 million we paid for him. He's on
Oh,
200k a week, and he pulls off a stunt like that against Morecambe when we're 1-0 down, and he's like just walking off the pitch at like 2 miles an hour.
Lo Celso's a fair bit of money as well. Like, Giovanni Lo Celso came with a big.
Always injured, injury prone.
Yeah.
Josh, it's been an absolute pleasure as always, my brother. We've got
Thank you very much.
host of people waiting to jump in. You're an absolute
No worries.
legend.
Nice
We hope
talking to you,
chat
Josh.
soon, man.
Like I said, if we don't beat Chelsea, come on Liverpool, for fuck's sake.
We will do our best. Look after yourself, Josh.
Cheers, boys. In a
Nice
bit.
one.
man.
Quick super chat from Jamie, who was just joining us earlier. Much love, guys. Thanks for having me on. Great channel. You're the man. Next on is John, who's been waiting a fair bit. Let's get John in the stream. John, my man, how are you? And let us know where you're calling from, bro.
He's on mute.
You're on mute, man.
He's
All
on a
that
Keith.
time.
He's on a Keith. He's on a Keith.
Sorry, mate. I use.
Yeah, not too bad, my brother. How are you?
I'm not bad, mate. Call from Glasgow.
Well, hey.
Nice.
How you doing?
First of all, the game 4 has nothing to worry about because we're going to smash Arsenal.
I hope so. I hope so. Especially after all the noise and mess they've caused on social media. I hope we fucking smashed them to bits.
I've never wanted to beat a team so much in my life after all the bullshit and excuses they've tried to make. I've never wanted to smash anyone more in my life.
And if you notice in the chat, all these violins, this is from the other show that have come to bombard me with violins. Welcome to GrizzCon TV. Guys with the violins out, make sure you smash that like button. I love your violins. I'm used to
And
your
subscribe.
violins.
And subscribe, Grizz.
They've all subscribed. They're all my family, really. They just tried to come to rattle me, but they should know better. Grizz don't get rattled. Grizz is in his, what's this called? This is called, for the people that don't know. This is called a jubba.
Juba.
So this is what people in the subcontinent Arab world wear when they're relaxed and chilled.
That's Juba, Evan. That's Juba for you. Juba.
Juba. Okay. Juba.
Why can't he say Juba?
He's not gonna say Juba like we say, like Juba. He's not gonna say. He's gonna say Juba.
You can learn him. You can teach him.
Juba.
Huh?
There you go. Juba.
Yeah, you're still singing like that. Just say Juba.
See, guys, I'm on a different level than the rest of you when it comes to pronouncing things. Keep in mind, I'm the pronunciation police around here. So.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
John, listen,
Okay.
John, what do you make of does this game mean more to you now after all the bullshit that we've been hearing and listening? Like, are you more hyped up for it now, or are you still? It is what it is, man.
I wanted to win the cup, so I did. But after all the bullshit I've heard from Arsenal fans and the Arsenal camp themselves, I want not more to smash it the fuck out these bastards.
Brilliant.
They literally do my fucking tits in. They're the worst fans in the world.
They're not far off. I mean, I don't know who's your guys' worst fans, lads. Evan and
Probably United all day long. I hate United.
yeah.
I tell you what. You can say it's sad, or like you could just say it is what it is. Grizz, like back in the day, we used to be very complimentary of Arsenal because of Wenger, because of the way they football play. Like, I've always been in awe sort of Arsenal, during the Wenger years. And now it's just like literally we hate him. And this is just the Arteta Klopp thing at the beginning of the season, the first game when Arteta tried to give it the big one, then got sat down. And now the fans this week and the way they've behaved in the last 2 weeks. It's really got a little bit feisty, and it's good. It's good to see.
Just a couple of super chats. Let's skip. Bayless says Saeed told everyone to come to your channel, rattle you. More than welcome. That's why they rattled. Really, this is why they rattled, because I explained the whole sequence of events earlier on the earlier show. So they just couldn't take it, and now they just come over to.
I just gotta say the irony of the violins being thrown at you when there's only one fan base that's done a lot of crying this week.
Exactly.
Definitely wasn't ours. So,
but we welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the stream, guys.
What do I want?
Welcome.
What do I want? They want to pay under 10s.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they can't beat a proper team.
Exactly. But listen, John, we got loads. Go for it.
Quick, just ask you. If Mo Salah doesn't sign a contract, is FSG in big fucking trouble?
Massive, huge. It's untenable. They will be at
They
a point
have
of
to
no.
leave.
They will be at a point of no fucking
return.
return. No fucking return. We would say that to a man. Well, anyone that I know. I don't know. Evan and Avi might want to.
Sorry, I apologize to butt in, but for me, they should have left after the Super League.
Well,
That's for another day. That's a whole new sort of Another
But
show.
No, he's got a
Salah
point.
was
He's
saying,
got a point. He's got a point.
I
That's
didn't
the
see
thing.
Of course, he's got a point, but there's a lot of clubs that were involved in that, not just Liverpool. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that would be
no,
a
of
lot.
course
of
there was. But if Southampton signed a contract, I don't see any comeback for them.
No comeback
It's
at all,
hard.
man.
It would be hard to protect him and justify it. Yeah, 100%.
No comeback whatsoever.
100%
No
agree.
comeback whatsoever.
On the Salah contract thing, I think we all just kind of need to relax about it. I think what we're seeing right now is classic agent club standoff just going on. Nothing really to get worked up about it.
But Tiba comes out.
Evan,
break.
sorry, John. We saw this with Emery Chan, with Genie as well. Relax. I'm not just having a go at you, but we were told the notion that, you know what, everything will be sorted. Even Klopp, words, I'm sure will get sorted. When you're entering the last 6 months with a year to go, it gets a little bit tricky.
Guys, we've got to keep it moving. John,
Yeah,
we've got to keep it moving. I've got so many people looking
Nice
to
one.
come in.
Appreciate it, guys.
And nice one. Appreciate. Sorry to keep you waiting a bit. Look after yourself.
Nice
Take
one,
it, my man.
Take care, brother.
Okay, we've got Ramiz Khalil in the background. Ramiz, and I'm going to add Nippon at the same time because we've got to keep it moving. There's so many people waiting to come in. Ramiz, how are you? Nippon, how are you? Ramiz, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all good. How are you guys? How's it going?
We're good. We're calm, brother. What would you like to speak about?
Yeah, first of all, it's completely unrelated. I'm Egyptian. I just watched that mess. Oh my god, man.
Very disjointed. Salah couldn't go either, could he?
This is the worst Egypt generation in a while, man. And not just that, like we don't have, like the quality of the players is of a certain degree, and we have Carlos Queiroz, who thinks that he's managing like the Galacticos.
Oh, really?
He's playing players who are average at their positions out of position. Like we're playing Trezeguet as a central mid. We're playing a striker as a right winger when you have the best right winger in the world, and he's playing as a striker. And he's playing El Neni as a number 8 in a midfield 3. So it was a complete shambles.
It could have been 3 or 4 Grizz today. I saw a little bit of the game.
Could have been 4.
Could have easily been 3-4. Kalechi missed 2 sitters in my eyes, but could have been 3-4.
Yeah, and the goalkeeper really there were like 2 1-on-1s that he dealt with, so it could have been way worse.
Guys, as someone who doesn't really have access to AFCON and didn't grow up watching the tournament, I apparently missed out on an Egyptian golden generation.
Oh yeah,
not too long ago.
We did the 3-peat.
Yeah.
We did the 3-peat from 2006, 2008, 2012.
Wow.
He's talking about Nigeria though. The golden generation of Nigeria.
No, Egypt.
No, I was talking about Egypt.
Egypt. Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
if you don't mind concentrating.
Egypt won 06, 08, 10.
And who carried that team? Who were the big stars of that team?
It was Abu Trika and Mohamed Zidane. He was the original Mo Salah from Dortmund.
That's right. I remember.
What a player! If people don't shut up, Avi. If people don't know about Mohamed Zidane, go and check out Mohamed Zidane on YouTube.
He wasn't that great, but he was a good player.
Go and check him out on YouTube.
No, he was amazing.
Wonderful technician.
He's a good player.
Technician.
Should have achieved more though. Should have achieved more.
Should have achieved more, but the injuries ruined him. But basically, Klopp took him from Mainz to Dortmund, and he was like a key part of that first Dortmund Klopp team that won the league twice in a row.
Wow, what a great story. That's a great story. I like that.
Ramiz, we hope. See, the thing is, right? Liverpool fans have got a funny
I know.
You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
So from one angle, we hope that for your sake, Egypt does well, and Rami. But from a selfish point of view, we want Mo.
I think that Nigeria game was a bullet to the chest. Because the second, this team, you get the seconds, and then you have the 4 best thirds. The second team and the third team from our group are going to be playing either Algeria or Ivory Coast. So I think we're going home at the under 16.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know. I look. We have to wish you luck because you are now. Have appeared on our channel. So anyone who appears on our channel is our brother, is our friend.
More than once, Grizz. More than once.
Exactly.
Grizz's memory, he's been here more than once, Grizz.
That's what I mean. I know. That's what I mean. So we wish you all the best.
Thanks, man.
But we want Mo Salah back as well.
Yeah, I know.
So, you know what I mean?
Listen. No. Let me rephrase that. I don't mind if he gets to the final and wins it, but we want him back safe. We want him back injury free because I've seen some of the challenges. They're getting away with murder, literally murder
No,
out there.
I'm going to be selfish and I want him back as soon as it's possible to be back. But Rames, we've got to keep it moving. We've got about 8 people
I
waiting.
have one quick question.
Of course you can. Yeah, go for it.
Because you didn't answer that. So it was a super chat from I think 2-3 days ago. So basically, looking at our squad very quickly in terms of priority positions, do you think it's DM, CM, striker and backup right back, or do you think it's more of a what's the priority? I mean, who do
you want to answer that? Because only one person can answer that.
You guys choose. I don't mind. I
want Evan to answer that.
Center mid.
Not a DM. Center mid.
Center mid.
Who's this guy?
Just 1 second, Nippon. We're coming to you. One
minute.
One second. I didn't know Evan's going to give you a one-word answer, Rames.
No. Listen, I think where the problem lies this season is that there's been too many different midfield 3 combinations for Liverpool. When you look at the fact that on his day, Fabinho's the best in his position in the world, I would say the people to the left or right of him in midfield have been either not suited to the way the system currently works, they're not available enough, or there's an argument to be made that they're not quite up to Liverpool's standard. So when I look at what I would do next summer in terms of refreshing the squad, I would start there.
Rames, it's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you so much for having me again, guys.
Favorite contributors to the channel. Look after yourself.
So much, man.
Nice talking to you, man.
Look after yourself.
See ya.
I'm going to add in hosts in the background. Nippon, how are you, my friend? Tell us where you're calling from and who do you support?
I'm calling from London and I support Chelsea.
Yes, my friend. How are you? Even you're welcome as a Chelsea fan. What would you like to speak about?
Earlier, first I want to apologise. AV, I said in the super chat, why do you remove me from?
Don't worry about it. Apology accepted. Let's keep it moving.
Loosen your top. Listen, Nippon, hold on. I know you're a bit of a chef, but loosen up your top button a bit. Feel a little bit relaxed, yeah, okay? Yeah, that's it.
Why are you getting him to strip on our channel, man? Why are you trying to get him to strip on live?
Get a bit comfortable. It seems a bit tight, you know? Just, go on.
How do you know I work as a chef?
Don't worry, I've been stalking you. Don't worry, Nippon. Yeah.
What would you like to speak about, Nippon?
First I would like to say Kaise ho sab.
We are TikTok. Evan, just say TikTok, and that means I'm fine. TikTok.
Basically, the translation is how you all doing, and that was in Hindi/Urdu.
No problem. What would you like to speak about, Nippon?
Basically, all I want to say is I really hope you smash these mugs, both at home and at the Emirates, because I can't stand them, honestly. A lot of Chelsea fans hate Tottenham, but Arsenal, they just do my head in. Look, the thing with Tottenham is that their fans know they're shit, but Arsenal fans can't bring themselves to admit that.
Yeah. Look, we're with you, brother. We hope to smash them to bits as well, man. Evan, is there anything that you want to add?
It's I'm glad that we have all these rival fans from other places in the top 6 calling in support of our infinity war against the Arsenal fan base. This is great. This is great. When Josh called in and said, "Yo, I hope you guys batter them on Thursday so that when we see them on Sunday, they're so demoralized." I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize we had an opportunity to tag team them real quick," as the wrestling fans would call it. But it's great that Nippon calls in and representative of the Chelsea fan base and lets him know that you guys are behind us, because let's be honest, there's been some crimes against the timeline from the Arsenal fan base recently.
Just to nip in here,
pardon
Nippon,
the pun.
Pardon the pun. Nippon, do you really want to play Liverpool in the final?
But look, the only reason, because we remember Arsenal always do us over at Wembley. They always find a way to somehow shithouse themselves a win at Wembley against. And that is something I do not want. But look, it's a final. Anything is possible. But it's going to be difficult if we face Arsenal, because they're Arsenal and they'll probably pay the bloody refs or something. and if we meet you in the final, but you guys, because look, you have Liverpool are like, in my opinion, you're the biggest club in England.
Whoa, hey, Nippon, you've been an absolute legend. You've been the star of the show tonight. If we reach the final, I'm gonna try to get you back on, brother. Look after yourself. We've got to keep it moving. There's so many people waiting to join in. Okay. Take care, my brother.
Yeah, after you finish the show, I need to talk to you backstage.
No problem, brother.
No problem, Nippon. No problem.
No problem.
Yeah, I'll see you after the show.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Look after yourself. Nice one.
Has, how you doing, my brother? Introduce yourself. Where you calling from, man?
How you doing, man? You good? You're
Not too
right,
bad, my man. Sorry, kept you waiting a little bit long.
Yeah,
man.
no worries. I'm from Hertfordshire, so yeah.
Hertfordshire.
Watford side, isn't it?
Yeah, near Watford, not far from there.
Someone translate for me. That's in London, yeah.
Hertford. It's a county, Kevin. It's a county.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will you know what county is? Have you got counties in USA?
No, they don't know what county is over there. Over here.
Yeah, county is in California. Yeah, that's a thing.
Exactly.
Nah.
Huss, what you want to talk about, my brother?
Oh, now I'm just gonna say, what constitutes success for you guys this season? Because obviously, I'm of the opinion we need to win a trophy no matter what this season. And should we take this Carabao Cup more serious than we usually do? Because obviously, normally we don't really try. Should we take it seriously? And the second part of my question is basically, obviously, this Liverpool team we've seen over the last 3-4 years is probably one of the best teams that I've seen on my lifetime. Do you feel like after 2024, it'll be 9 years of Klopp? If he leaves with 1 Prem and 1 CL, would that be slightly, underwhelming? And do we need to make the most of it and win as much as we can? Bearing in mind, this is probably the best team we've seen in 30 plus years.
Smashing questions and points. And these two are going to have to earn their money. So Avi and Evan.
Yeah, I'll let you guys chop it up.
Away, man. That's some smashing questions from Huster.
If he comes in and in his tenure, he's only won the league and the Champions League, then yeah, you could say that he's underachieved. Hoping that that's not the case. I'm hoping there is another league title. Yeah. Someone's got to just put their mic up.
If you want to go and mute Victor and Huss, if you're not speaking, maybe it's your microphone. Just go mute when you're not speaking. Or maybe it's Evan.
I think we're good, right?
Go on.
I can hear a little bit. Yeah, of course. Like, it would be a bit underwhelming if he walks away with just the league title, the Champions League, and obviously we won the Super Cup and the World Club Championship. But it's the main two that we talk about. I think that we will win another 2 major cups, which is the league and the Champions League. Whether we do the Champions League this season and the league next season, I think he'll walk away with 2 and 2 league titles and 2 Champions League. But back to the question: if he does walk away, yes, it's a yes or no, because he's laid down the foundations. He's built a great squad. Last season was a bit of an anomaly because of the injuries, and it took him 3 years to get us to that stage as well. So you got to remember the building stage of where we were under Brendan Rodgers that last season when he took over. And then he's assessed his squad and he's built it with the finances that we have. We've had to play this money ball analytical data system to, we haven't had the riches of Man City or Chelsea. So he's built a squad. And now these next sort of 2-3 years, we've got to make sure before he leaves in 2024 that we win as much as possible. And I include the Carabao Cups, the FA Cups. But the main two, the League and Champions League, I think we've got 1 and 1 left to win.
Soccer God?
Huss, I have to applaud you. That's a great question. If you haven't thought about a career in sports journalism, you probably should, because the best questions make people slightly uncomfortable.
His question is so like Jurgen Klopp wouldn't react to Huss like how he did to the other journalists today. Did you guys see that?
No, 100%.
That's a serious question. Huss for journalism.
This is a well thought out question that makes someone slightly uncomfortable, but it's respectful, so it ticks all the boxes. Because obviously Klopp's legacy, that's a touchy subject for Liverpool fans. I think context is key. Obvious as 2 and 2. We so easily could have had 2 and 2 already. Keep in mind that it took Salah dislocating his shoulder and 2 concussed Karius heirs to have us lose a Champions League final. We got 97 points in a league. 97 points would have been good enough to win the top flight in English football every season in its existence except 2. And those were the other 2 times City won it in that time period. So context is key. Who we're going up against, what we're working with, financially, resources. But I would have to say that it would be slightly underwhelming. Elephant in the room. Let's not deny it. It would be a bit underwhelming to only do 1 of each. My personal barometer for success is those two competitions. Domestic cups are nice to win. Club World Cups, yeah, they're things you put in the cabinet and they do count. But yeah, my barometer of success is the Champions League and the Premier League, and I really hope that we add at least one more to either of those categories.
Just a couple of super chats that I need to get through, and then I'll let Hass have another say. All this hate on us, says GG. We're gonna slap you. Come on, you Gunners. Okay. No one, and GG again, no one is going to tag team us, Karen Klopp, then Conte. Okay, we just keep saying okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. 975 Jamrock says, also need to start building for post-Klopp now.
Yep.
Huss, I want to ask you a question because you asked a great question. It's only fair I ask you a great question back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you worried about the state of play in terms of our squad rebuild? Do you think we're on schedule? Do you think we're a little bit behind? And do you have any faith in Jurgen Klopp and FSG to make sure we're not sort of falling away after his
That's a long question.
Well, yeah, I'll answer it. I know, man. You asked a great question. I can't hold back, bro.
So you said, are we on track for the squad rebuild? To be honest, I don't think we're exactly on track. I think we are a couple players short. But we could have done more, I think, in the past windows, especially after winning the Champions League, in the Premier League. We've added Jota, Thiago, but I still feel like there's aging players in our midfield, as well as unreliable players. So there's going to be a rejig there where we probably have to bring in 2-3 within the next couple of years. So we are slightly behind, I'd say. I don't feel like we've done enough business compared to our rivals, where we've let them kind of catch us, because 2 years ago we were miles ahead. You know, when you look at squads, but now you look at Chelsea, even United. I know they've not been playing great, but they've recruited well, you say. So yeah, I do think we're slightly behind, and I am a bit worried for the rebuild because obviously when Klopp goes 2024, I think we are going to need that investment, from FSG. Hopefully they do spend this summer because of, Konate was a good signing, but I feel like we don't do enough business. We do good business, but not enough of it. That's the problem with FSG.
You've been nicking my lines, brother. You've been nicking my little lines. I know you. You're my little younger brother. You've been nicking my lines.
That's a problem with FSG.
Good business, we just don't do enough of it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, we need to do much more, especially in midfield.
100%.
Too many. Either our players are unreliable, or some of them, I think, probably need to move on for better, for their career. To be fair.
100%. Huss, I would like to get you on again, man. You've been you've been brilliant, but we've got so many people looking to join.
Yeah, I'll come. This is my first time coming on. I do watch
your
channel. It's a good channel.
You got people calling you the real one, and they're not wrong, bro. You've been
Great
brilliant.
question. Fantastic question. Yeah.
Look after yourself and
Thank
cool
you
in
for
the game,
having me.
brother. No problem.
Take care, man.
Pleasure. Take care of yourself,
Take
bro.
it easy.
Nice
Peace.
one. Victor, man, tell us where you're calling from, man, and what would you want to speak about, my brother, while I add Sid on the same time.
Hi, I'm Victor. I'm calling from sunny Manchester, and I'm a Chelsea fan living in Manchester.
Sunny Manchester and a Chelsea fan. Whoa! Welcome to the party, baby.
Yeah,
what's happening?
I'm good. I just wanted to ask you, because obviously it's a Liverpool channel, so I want to be quite generic. What's your expectations for this season? I can go first with my expectation as a Chelsea fan, because obviously we're almost on the same boat, us teams. Obviously, I'm sure some of you thought you won the league this year, at least at the start of the season. I certainly did, because after the Champions League and after signing Lukaku and looking at the team moving on, I thought we would stand a chance of at least closing the gap. This year, obviously, it's not been like what we wanted because of cases and injuries and whatever. We move on, but my expectation for the season is at least a semi-final in Champions League and at least the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Because I expect us to beat Arsenal, Liverpool, and Spurs.
Avi?
Yeah, our expectations, I've said it, we're in the semi-final of a League Cup now. Yes, it's not everyone's first priority or second priority for that matter, but we've got to, when you're in the semi-finals of any competition, you've got to go out and win it. So League Cup and a Champions League, and still make a fist of it with City, see what we can do. They do look as if they're running away with it. They've got the squad. They've been relatively quite lucky with the COVID cases, because if they do have 3-4 cases, they've got such an enormous squad that they can, they've got the same quality that replaces the first teamers. For me, it's got to be the League Cup, Champions League, and finish as high as possible. That's what I'd say.
Just got a quick super chat before we go to Sakugard's opinion on this. History Adams with a super chat says history will have no context except with within your fan base. If Klopp don't win more, he'll be lost in history at some point. Evan, you want to address that?
Yeah, sure. Adams, I see what you're trying to say, and I would reword it slightly though. History will always have context. It's just our fan base will be more willing to apply it when talking about Jurgen Klopp 20 years from now. It'll always be there, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. Everyone knows what Klopp was competing against, how much money he had compared to his contemporaries. And again, I see the direction of what you're trying to say, but I think the verbiage might be slightly off. I don't know about lost to history. Seems a bit morbid.
Just a very quick one. 1975 Jamrock says then Klopp needs to be more ruthless with aging players. Yeah, we'll discuss that. Look, there is one side of us that we talk about with Jurgen Klopp in terms of his ruthless, his loyalty, but we will discuss that on a show. We've promised you guys a show on that. But Victor, Chelsea, man, you really were supposed to go for the title, but do you think a lot of the criticism is slightly over the top? Because you are still second, you are still in the Champions League, you are still in the FA Cup and the League Cup semi-final in a very good position, one leg in the final, you'd say. Has the criticism been a bit OTT in your opinion, or do you think there's justification for it?
I think in some games it's been unfair, because there has been some games where we've unfairly lost or drawn, and if you look at it, we've only lost 2 games and we've still conceded 2 more goals than City. So it's not been as terrible, and we're second. And if you think about it, we are playing more games this season because at the end of this month we're going to Dubai and the Club World Cup as well. So that's an extra at least 3 games. So the squad has been stretched super thin, and I think Tuchel has managed it pretty well from where we've been this far. And I think it's just fans just being, because to be honest, Chelsea fans on Twitter do talk a lot, and I do sometimes do have to take it, but I think it's been very unfair. Like, we're second, and we're still almost conceded less goals as who's on top. We're not keeping clean sheets, but if you see most of the games, it's either 1-1 draws or 0-0s, or if you lose, it's like 3-2 losses, like a last-minute loss, or like it's just been unlucky situations. And there has been some bad form because as well, Lukaku kind of messed everything up. The player contracts kind of messed everything up as well. And at this position, I think we've done pretty well, because I know Chelsea fans normally call December deadly December, because in December for Chelsea fans, things just go automatically bad in December. But we pulled through, because if you think about it, under Lampard last season, we could have been 7th or 8th with those kind of games. Like, Lampard wouldn't pull us through those kind of games. So I think, I personally think those judgments on, especially Tuchel, has been completely unjustified.
Fair enough. Listen, I can't really wish you all the best from the bottom of my heart, but I love you for coming on, and you've been real good, man. Look after yourself. Take care, man. Take care of yourself.
Nice talking to you, Victor.
Brother.
Take care, man.
Sid, my friend, talk to us. Where are you calling from? What do you want to speak about? While I add Herman on the other side as well. Sid, how are you?
Hi, Grizz.
How are you?
I'm a big fan of yours, and I am calling from India, and I support Chelsea.
Whereabouts from India, brother? You calling from?
Gujarat.
Oh, I've been Gujarat. Avi, I told you I've been Gujarat. Baroda station?
Yes.
One of the oldest stations in India?
Train stations, yeah.
Yes, it's around 1 hour from my house.
Amazing. Next time I'm there, I have to visit you as well. Obviously, this was about, wow. This was obviously, huh?
What was it? When 1980s?
Well, shut up, innit? Like, how do you know it was 1980s? When, like, 1980s?
You are revealing his age.
But I've been to Baroda station. I've been to Gujarat. Oh, wow. What a wonderful. And you know what? You guys make those, the small rotis that you guys make, the small ones. Like.
Dosa.
No, not dosa, man.
Puri.
No, no puri. Normal roti.
Pature.
Oh, yaar, normal. What's normal chapati? The small ones, man. What you normally eat. It like everywhere. And you just put a bit of butter on them.
None.
My God, the smell. I can still smell it. Remember the smell now. Beautiful. But stop making me hungry. Sid, what do you want to talk about, my brother?
I just want to say we would like to face Liverpool in League Cup final. And also, I would like to ask a question that from a neutral point of view, I watch a lot of Liverpool matches, and I want to ask same in Spurs game and also in Chelsea game, Liverpool maintained that high line. And even though at halftime you can see that that high line is getting passed by Harry Kane and Son in that Spurs match, and also again Pulisic done that in Chelsea's game. Don't you think Klopp can twitch in middle of the game or at halftime when he sees that his system is getting bypassed by other teams on counter?
We spoke about this yesterday when we had a big debate on. I don't know if you saw the Red Fellas podcast, didn't we, Evan? We discussed this about in-game management and sort of changing up tactics. And go on, what do you think about some valid point that Sid made there?
Yeah, it's been one of the big criticisms of Klopp. It's hard to find a place to criticize him really because he's been so great, as we all know, goes without saying. But I do agree in the sense that I think there is some room for Liverpool to maybe not necessarily change dramatically during a match, but maybe be quicker with the substitutions. Maybe crawl into our shell a little bit. And I do have, I have seen Klopp do the early 2000s thing of, we're 1-0 up in the 88th minute and he throws Joe Gomez on. I've seen him throw the third center back on. We've all seen him do the thing you would expect any pro coach to do. But I think there is a fair criticism to say that Liverpool could, at this point, maybe use a different way of playing, and maybe not even something they could switch like mid-race. Doesn't have to be something we'd switch during the game. It could just be. I would be pleasantly surprised to see the 4-2-3-1 more often, for example. So yeah, I think it's a fair question, but again, if you've watched our other shows, we've touched on how pragmatic and stubborn Klopp can be. So I wouldn't hold my breath.
Your shows are around 3:30 a.m. in India, so it's hard to watch every show. It's currently 4:45 a.m. here.
Oh wow!
Great dedication there.
Listen, that's amazing dedication. But listen, don't always feel that you have to watch it live, man. Watch it later when it's at your own comfort. But we really appreciate your support, my brother.
Just on that, Sid, we've got a primetime show as well, so we're going to make it easier for fans from India, Pakistan, Asia to try to get normal with the timing. So we'll do a primetime show later on, sort of USA time. Grizz will be on that as well. So when it's around 1 or 2 in the morning in the UK, it'll be like 7, 8 in the morning in India, Pakistan, and Asia.
Yes.
Nice one. Nice speaking to you, Sid. Thank you very much for calling in, my brother.
Nice talking to you, man.
Guys, I'm going to add Shaq at the same time. Harman, where are you calling from, my brother? How are you?
Hi, Harman this side. I'm calling from Bangalore, India. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm from India, but I'm an Arsenal fan.
I haven't been Bangalore, man. How is Bangalore? I haven't been Bangalore before, I must admit.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's really good. The weather is really really pleasant. It's hot and cold. It's just like UK. You probably go out in the day, it's sunny, and then it's raining, and then it's cold at night, something like that. So it's pretty good that way.
Nice one. What would you like to speak about, my brother? You got a little semi-final to look forward to, huh? Are you looking forward to playing us Thursday?
Probably back in the day, I would have preferred playing you guys. Probably not right now. This is probably the most optimal time of meeting you, especially in the middle of AFCON, where I know that you probably don't have Salah and Mane, and that's gonna hurt you in some way, I'm sure. But this is what is interesting about Klopp, right? He somehow plays the same 11 every single time without any injuries. Potentially, I don't know how and last year those frailties were very open to see. When there were some injuries in place, Liverpool sort of crumbled defensively, at least with Van Dijk out of the picture, with Gomez out of the picture. Matip was never was always injury prone. So last year those frailties were more exposed. But one question that I had in place for the three of you is, why does it always seem like Klopp is very adamant on sticking to his 11, which is something that I understand, but his backups are not as strong as his front 11. And that has been common for 3-4 years. It's just that last year you guys had injuries, and which is something that I've always thought. The first year when I saw your first team squad with plus your bench squad, I knew that if you guys have injuries, there is no way you guys can win the league for sure. So there is, when you look at squad depth that City has, Chelsea has, I'm not going to count United or Arsenal or Spurs into it, but at least these two teams, City and Chelsea, have great squad depth. So they have problems in terms of understanding which 11 to play. I don't think Liverpool ever has that issue because I know I can tell you which team is going to show up on a good day. So having said that, don't you feel that the backfilling hasn't happened appropriately, at least in Liverpool at this point, where the bench strength is strong enough, or even the replacements? Because a lot of these individuals are now going to cross the 30 mark or have already done so. So with aging players, especially, and one other question that I had was Divock Origi, probably one of I mean, most people might not call him a club legend, but in my book he is, because whenever he's come on, he's made an instant impact. And even when it is 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he's always showed up. Now, at 26, you're letting go of an asset like that. Like he was never going to be preferred over Firmino. Firmino brings a very different, he has a very different game altogether, and he brings a lot to the team, especially from a build-up play standpoint. But don't you feel that Origi never got enough chances per se, even on Carabao Cup matches, FA Cup matches, or even other matches? I don't think Origi ever got his chance properly to showcase his talent in the best manner possible. Even though Jota, when he came in, he was not immediately getting starts, but he's gotten there through persistence. But I don't think Origi never got that chance.
Avi, first and foremost, I'm blown away by how much Herman knows about Liverpool.
Knows his stuff.
Exactly. So, Avi, look, first, Herman asked about the squad depth in terms of we usually know our first 11. Your thoughts on that, and then the Divock Origi chat.
Yeah, look, I think it's always been said that we're always a little bit short when it comes to our bench, and he's persisted with players, like Ox with Naby after 3 years, they're still here and they've not really shown the form. Or Naby's shown us patches, Ox showed us patches in the first season, but then he got that, horrible injury. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Herman. He knows his 11 already. He knows that it's going to be Alisson in goal, Van Dijk, Matip at the moment, Trent.
I think this season, I don't think so. This season,
the only Grizz, but we know in the midfield he would prefer a. Well, actually, no. I tell you what, he preferred a Fabinho, Elliott, and then if he had Thiago fit, it would have been Thiago, Elliott, and Fabinho. But because of the injuries, and that's what he tried to do, he tried to introduce Elliott into our play and create more chances. To have a number 8 who could go forward with the ball.
One second. I know John Moore's in the background, guys. I'm not allowed any more people in the studio, so the people that have already spoken, I'm gonna have to kick you from the studio. John, hope you don't mind, brother. We got about 12 people waiting to speak. Sorry, Blue Chip.
Yes, okay. Lost my thought there. So he did try to change it up this season early on with the introduction of Elliott. It's just unfortunate that Thiago's got injured. I think up top we've seen it now that Jota is sort of becoming a regular of the front three now. It's Jota, Mane, and Salah. I know Firmino was injured, but I think he likes rotating that now. Jota is no more. When he did come first, we were told he's going to be like a little backup. He's going to be a backup option. But now he's actually a mainstay. Even last season, when he was on form, Jota, he was probably the mainstay up top until he got that injury against Midtjylland. So now we see like Jota rotated. Firmino comes in for the big games. Mane and Salah. Mane and Salah are your mainstays at the moment. I think there is room to change. But unfortunately, the likes of Minamino, Origi, I would say they're cup game players. You bring them on for the League Cup, FA Cup to give respite to the first team. But you've made some great points there. Hopefully, this summer, if we do spend, we'll see a little bit more change. We'll be a little bit more unpredictable. As an Arsenal fan, you hit the nail on the head. We do know, you know our first 11, so we do need a bit more competition for places. But again, it's all within how much we spend and how much our board want to flex their muscles when it comes to buying players.
Herman, we got to keep it moving. Liverpool, we got to keep it moving, my friend. We've got too many people. Go for it.
Yeah. Would you rather most of your attacks come through the wings, whether it is through Arnold or through Robertson, and the best playmaker at this point I think is Henderson, but or you I mean, because the amount of there were so many cases where he actually puts the ball up front and Salah sort of goes and gets it in. Now, would you get another playmaker and change the style of play altogether, or would you continue going through the route of going through the wing backs itself through Arnold and Robertson, or would you look at getting a playmaker who's trying to create more plays from the middle, which I think is a little lacking at this point?
Soccer God?
Yeah, no, I have no problem with the fullbacks and the wingers being the primary source of creativity. It seems to work. I mean, plenty of things haven't gone Liverpool's way this season, but scoring a lot of goals has been something that's worked to a T. We've scored quite a few goals. So, and also I think you could argue that the signing of Thiago and the integration of Harvey Elliott, not as a right winger, but as a central sort of number 10 attacking mid option, I think that shows that Klopp would like a plan B, and he would like to go through the middle when possible. I think the problem with that is that teams that play against Liverpool so rarely offer us the middle as an option. I think when you're playing against a team with that sort of quality like Liverpool possesses, offering them the middle is essentially just offering them a free walk into your box. You want to make them work for it.
Armand, thank you very much for your
contribution. Thank you so much.
Look after yourself.
Nice talking to you, man.
Nice talking to you.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Shaq's in the building. Shaq, how are you, my friend? Tell us where you're calling from while I add Jamie on the other side. Talk to us.
Hey, Grace. Hey, Soccer God. Yeah, it's I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Of course you are. Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
We know by now. Sorry, we should know by now.
No, that's all good. Look, since you guys have so many more people to add on, I'll just ask 2 questions. I'll make it quick and I'll head out of here.
No problem, brother. No problem. Take your time.
So, question number 1. Hey, Jamie. Yeah. So, question 1 is with Gerrard. We can see he's doing a good job already. His start has been really good with Aston Villa. What do you guys think would be success for Steven Gerrard at Aston Villa over the next 2 years time period? So that's question 1. And question number 2 is so once, let's say Klopp leaves, if Klopp leaves and we get Steven Gerrard as our manager coach, how do you think the balance or the partnership is going to be between FSG and Steven Gerrard? So do you think he's going to have to be under certain constraints? Do you think it's going to be maybe a match made in heaven between the two of them? Or do you think he might be a bit more vocal with the way things have been going on? Like, do you think he's going to be demanding, whatnot? How do you just see the balance between the two? And that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys.
No problem, man. No problem. Go for it. Evan, you want to go first?
Yeah. Jeez, some insanely good questions.
Questions.
So the first one, I'm wondering if he means what would constitute success for Gerrard at Aston Villa that would warrant him getting the Liverpool job. Shaq, that's how I interpreted your question. I'm sorry if I misread that. To constitute success for Aston Villa, I think they're looking for a few Europa League finishes. The lowest they want to go is mid-table. They don't want to be anywhere near the bottom half of the table. So that would be success for them, because they've outlaid a lot of money. They need to get some return, and European finishes in the league offer you some good financial returns. For me, to make me want Gerrard at Liverpool, I would want to see him in the Europa League most years, because I would like to see what he does in Europe. Obviously, I've seen that with Rangers, but Rangers is Rangers and Aston Villa is Aston Villa. Obviously, you want to see an attractive style of play. You want to see a style of play that you could easily see him implementing here at Liverpool, with who's still going to be here after Klopp leaves. So it's a really interesting question, and you could go on forever about it. But yeah, what I'm looking for is some European finishes at Aston Villa in an attractive style of play.
No problem. Before we get Jamie's thoughts and questions, I'm just going to read out a couple of super chats. A-Spec Limited says, do you think it's time to try 3-5-2 with Jota and Bobby up front, 3 midfielders, Robbo, Trent, and 3 centre-backs? I just can't see that, A-Spec. I just can't see Jurgen Klopp. It just is very anti 3-5-2. Do you remember, you guys, there's an advert where he talks about, it's just like, obviously it's a joke advert he does, but he talks about, you've seen it, Evan, right?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, 3-5-2, who plays that even?
Yeah, see, I just can't see it. You need to have a lot of center backs, and having a lot of center backs hasn't been our strong suit over the years.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. Red Mist, referring back to your point, someone made a point about the history, the legacy of Klopp, I should say. Gerrard's on my mind now. With the funds at Klopp's disposal, what he's done is legendary. Klopp's made history. Klopp will never be lost in history. You'll never walk alone. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Jamie, how are you, my brother? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. How are you guys?
Doing good, man.
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. What would you like to speak about, my friend?
So first, just two things. I just wanted to speak about Klopp first. So everyone keeps talking about Jurgen Klopp's legacy at Liverpool, and will it be tarnished with the amount of trophies he has won or not won? I go to the biggest football managing legend ever, Bill Shankly. Bill Shankly made Liverpool the greatest team in Europe again from the ashes. And that is why he didn't win as much as Bob Paisley. He didn't even win, he won the UEFA Cup, obviously. He didn't win the big one. But he brought us back to something. We were forgotten. We were gone. And he brought us back. Jurgen Klopp has done exactly the same. He has brought us back from, we were a club that were just there. We were trying with different managers, different ownerships, and it never worked. And then Jurgen Klopp come along and brought us back. So he reminds me of Bill Shankly. The way Shankly brought Liverpool back, I think Jurgen Klopp's done the same sort of thing, and that's how he will be remembered similarly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it. No, go for it. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. And the next one is all this, Arsenal fans crying and whinging and moaning. And now the new one is that they're actually at the disadvantage being played a week later because the home leg is Anfield first, and the away leg is the Emirates, because 2 days later, after the Emirates game, I believe, they play Burnley, and they're worried about that game. So if Arsenal are as good as their fans tell us they are, why are they worried about Burnley 48 hours later? They should just be turning up to Burnley and piping them, shouldn't they? They talk too much crap. Look, as a Liverpool fan, we're built to hate Man United. It's in our DNA. It's just the way it is, right? But I know Man United fans, as people, are actually all right. The club they support, I don't like. But them as a person, they seem all right. Arsenal fans at the moment, I don't know. I don't know if they're from another planet half the time. They talk a lot of crap. They believe the crap. They got rid of their greatest ever manager because he tried to keep them in the top four to keep them successful. That weren't good enough. Now that's what they want. So they can't make their minds up. And I can't wait till Thursday because we're going to smash them with our Mane and Salah. And what's their complaints then?
You know what? First, I'll let Evan. I'll speak on the second point because they've made a total hash of an awful reputation they had on social media in the first place. Mm-hmm. So we know Arsenal fan base is just it's just pure noise, isn't it? They're very active on social media across the board, and they've absolutely made clowns of themselves without actually reading any article, reading any journalist views, reading any doctor's views or opinions on it, and just reading headlines and just sort of taking it out of context. But look, I'm with you, Jamie. Hopefully we smashed them absolutely to bits and it'll be humorous. Honestly, I can't wait to go mad on Twitter and really gun for them. Yeah. With regards to your first point, I know Evan thinks very highly of Klopp in terms of the comparison that you made to Shankly. Evan?
Yeah, and listen, Klopp's reputation, I speak to all the Liverpool fans right now. You're never going to get the validation from rival fans that you think that they should give Jurgen Klopp. So don't ever expect it. Don't ever ask for it. It's all about what Jurgen Klopp has done for you, man. Because
I don't give a fuck what rival fans think of Jurgen Klopp. To be perfectly honest,
exactly. I don't care either. But for the fans but for the people who spend too much time on Twitter, maybe they are looking for that deep down. And to them, I would just say, you can't place a value on what Klopp has done with his resources, the way he's done it. And listen, this is me delving into all the romantic side of football, which is why we're all here. It's my favorite part of it. It's the storylines. It's the celebrations. You know, it's all about what it means to you. And obviously, a rival fan could never understand that. They could never understand the value that we place on that. So for me, I could care less what top rival fans think about Klopp in 20 years' time. I was there. I lived it as a Liverpool fan. It's what it means to me. And I see you're in agreement. Yeah.
Jamie,
can I ask one question so quickly?
Yeah,
is that all right?
Go on, mate.
What was I going to say? Sorry, it's just gone out of my head, and I just had a good question.
All good.
No, that's it. I got it. With the money Liverpool have spent on transfers and wages, in especially the Klopp era, being second and third in the league, in my opinion, I don't know. It's not much question, but in my opinion, just justifies that position, because everyone goes on about, you know, everyone's wasting Klopp. Liverpool should be winning league, Champions League. But when I look at wages and transfers, what we're up against, finishing second and third is where we're at, for money spent, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, if you're, you know, if you analyze it and take everything into context, you know, that is a fair assessment. But the world we live in, it's a bit difficult to have that out. Jamie, it's been a pleasure talking to you, my man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Nice talking to you, Jamie.
Have a safe night. Take care.
Thank you.
Hey, Easy Smoke, talk to us.
Hi, Grizz Khan, man.
What's happening?
Yeah, man. Hi guys, I'm new on the show.
Welcome.
Love to be here. I just want to pick on some few points on tonight. I wonder if Liverpool are going to make any signings due to the fact that Mane and Salah and Keita has gone to the AFCON. Plus our midfield, we have no midfield, man. If you looked at it in the last game, we totally lacked in the midfield, to be honest. And with Thiago out, I mean, what a player, man. Not to have him in the team just breaks my heart, man. So I wonder if all the transfer news is true, which in January it's really hard to say because Liverpool really sign players. But I would really love for Liverpool to sign the Barcelona midfielder, Gavi, for 50 million. What's your take on that?
We would love that. We would love that easy as well, bro. We would love to have Gavi from Barcelona. Like, who wouldn't? But look, the state of play is, we know our club, we know our owners, whether we love them, whether we hate them, or whether we're neutral on them. They have a certain way of working. And usually that means not much activity in the January transfer window. Last season was an example of an emergency situation. And still we went for the let's say the cheap option, I guess, not the one that we were hoping for in terms of trying to bring a target forward from the summer, which we probably couldn't do, obviously, because Leipzig was still in the Champions League at the time. I can't see us doing much activity, my brother.
Much activity. And our title hopes, I do believe that we can shake things up. It's just that City will lose, they will draw, they have to slip up at some point, and we just got to keep on winning and trusting the process. And you know, I know it's going to be hard without Salah and Mane, but I got faith in Jota, Firmino, Minamo, fantastic player, Curtis Jones coming back, and Fabinho, Van Dijk, Alisson will play a major role in that. But what is the status on Thiago?
So look, Thiago, there was so much noise, and look, you make a very valid point. It's so sad to see Thiago not playing regular games for this team, because look, we looked forward to him so much, right? When he was linked with us, the transfer hype was so much, and like we all saw Thiago play brilliantly all around Europe, and then we got excited that he's actually going to play for Liverpool Football Club. So to see him in small splurts does hurt. But listen, man, we keep hope alive. We keep, hopefully he gets over he's got a hip issue. which is annoying. It's not going away so easily. But sort of people that are saying he's out for the season, I think Jurgen Klopp sort of put those rumors to bed. So hopefully, easy man. Hopefully, we get to see him very soon. But
Yeah, man.
in terms of transfers, my brother, you know, I wouldn't get your hopes high, bro.
Yeah, don't hold your breath, my friend. I think we've been conditioned to think that way.
True, man. But I really hope that we can deliver the Champions League this season because Liverpool just do amazing things in the Champions League, and we were in the group of death, and we came out from it very well. And I do see Liverpool winning that Champions League 7 times.
Nice
I
one.
do
That's
see.
what a way to end your contribution to the channel, my brother. Thank you very much, man, for contributing.
Great guys. I'd love to be here again.
Yeah, we'll see you next time, my friend.
Take care of
Stay safe,
yourself, my
guys.
brother.
Take it easy, guys.
Take care.
Peace.
Okay, we got King Sate in the building, and on the other side, I'm gonna bring in money making Mitch. King Sate, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
We're good. So Thursday, how are you? Before we go on, sorry, I must admit, Shaq's been sent the super chat. I forgot to read it out. Thanks, guys, for having me. Soccer God, good answer to the question. Oh man, he's the best. Let's get the W against Arsenal. Big up, Avi Gris. Smash the like button.
Shout out Shaq, man. Great guy.
Absolutely. Talk to us, King Said, man. What's the situation?
Yeah, you know, I wasn't gonna come on today because I got daddy duties, but then I was listening to the show and I heard some statements and I felt like, you know, let me just go on. Let me show them that there are some level-headed
Represent
Arsenal
good
fans.
Arsenal people. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And also I think we have to separate Twitter football fans in general versus real fans who know what football is, who got intelligence, because obviously Liverpool or Klopp or their doctor can't manipulate the test. That makes no sense. Is it odd? Yes, it's odd, but odd things happen in real life, and Liverpool are not the first team who had odd results from COVID. Yes, we would have wanted to play that game because it would have mean that Salah and Mane wouldn't have been back for the second game, but that's football. At the end of the day, if you want to win a trophy, you do need to win against the best teams. So surely, let's say if we go to the final, most likely it's going to be Chelsea anyway. So I don't get, the crying. I don't get the complaint. I mean, we live right now. It's spring time. Look, against Nottingham, we weren't expecting to get a COVID outbreak. And look what happened. They smashed us. Let's be honest. We lost. So what is it to say that we would have even been able to put out a strong 11 against Liverpool for that first leg? So let's stop the crying. It's fair play. And may the best team win. I think that's what it should be down to. And, all these conspiracy theories, all this crying is unnecessary, Be a man. Don't be afraid of your opponent. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. It's not down to, the world is against Arsenal or Klopp is cheating. It's ridiculous. We shouldn't let the debate go to that low level. I don't like that. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't like.
Evan's going to tell you how he feels about that right now.
Yeah, and listen, I think you started off your point well by saying there's a huge difference between fans and then people who are just on Twitter. You know what I mean? It is quite different. I always say I have a much better time talking football with people not on Twitter, such as this medium, or just people I see in person. So I think you're spot on there. Yeah, I wish more people shared your views, but like you said, perhaps most Arsenal fans off Twitter share your views as well. They're a little bit more grounded in reality than the people me and Grizz see on the Twitter timeline. But yeah, obviously, listen, if I was an Arsenal fan, I would have loved to have played at that time as well, And here's the thing, we would like an advantage over Arsenal, you know what I mean? It's every fan would take those little advantages. You'll take what you can get, and you're not and you're not a bad person or a bad fan for hoping that you'll get these advantages. But forcing some agendas over manipulation and false positives being as rare as winning the lottery, it's just not exactly centered around factual information, is it? So yeah, I'm looking forward to the game though. You can't say it hasn't created an atmosphere around the game, and I guess we're all there to be entertained at the end of the day, so more power to it.
King, before we let you go, we can't let you go without giving us a prediction of the score.
Yes,
and
please.
giving us a sense of how the Arsenal team is setting up in terms of injuries, the dreaded COVID. What's the situation with you guys? And of course, the African nations as well.
Yeah, obviously we lost Nicolas Pepe, Thomas Partey, Elneny, and Aubameyang to the Cup of Nations, and probably Partey is the guy that we really miss. But also, we could see against Nottingham how important your squad is. So if we would have players like Elneny playing instead of Patino, we could have Pepe coming in, have Aubameyang coming in instead of Nketiah. I think it would have been a different game. So that's affected us. And I think letting Ainsley go before having a replacement shows a bit of naivety and also inexperience. Regarding this game, we hope that Granit Xhaka will be back. Imagine an Arsenal fan wanting Xhaka back. The irony.
Desperate times.
It is. And hopefully Tobiasu and Smith Rowe can also play. But if they don't play, it's gonna be peak. If they do play, I can see a tie, maybe 2-1 for Liverpool. But I hope for draw. But we all know how terrible we are when we play at Anfield. And Klopp is gonna come and he's gonna be angry and he's gonna have a point to prove. You know, I was listening to the Big Six show, and I don't think people understand how personal COVID is to Klopp. I mean, we are all men. We love our mothers. If you lose your mother to COVID, I can't express how much it must hurt him to hear these stupid allegations. And that's why I think it's ridiculous. You know, he wouldn't mess about with something that's that deep. And we know that Klopp loves his family, and it's the reason why he wants to retire early. Well, it's going to be a good game. The fans is going to be up for it. You're going to hear a lot of noise probably from AFTV, you know, we're going to see Greece versus Curtis and all of that. I'm looking forward to it, really, really.
I'm looking forward to it as well. And you've been an absolute diamond as usual.
Yeah, well said, man.
Yeah, man. We love having your opinions and thoughts on this one. Look after yourself, King Saint, man. Take care of
yourself.
Yeah,
you too. Brother. Take care, guys.
Nice one. Yeah. Take care. Money making Mitch, bro. What's happening? Tell us where you're calling from. What you want to speak about? You're on mute, man. Hold on. You're on mute. You're on mute. Sorry, Pardon? Now you're good. You was on mute. Sorry. Now you're good. Sorry.
Oh yeah. What? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm from North London, innit? And support Arsenal.
Yeah, fan. Man. Okay, that's two Arsenal fans. Look at the way you was just. I didn't notice you nodding and agreeing with your fellow Arsenal fan. Do you disagree with his opinions there?
No, I do agree with him, but to be honest, I don't see why the game was cancelled. If I'm like totally honest in it, I think no offense, but I believe Klopp he's a world class manager and all, but he is a crybaby. You've got to admit that. Like, he complains too much, man.
So, which part do you think he cried about this week?
You had the squad to play us, innit? Like, we've got players missing as well. You've got a squad for a reason. Like, use the players you've got. Because he's got a squad for a reason. You had how many goalkeepers have you lot had? You've got 4 goalkeepers, right?
So, okay. Do you want to address this or shall I trade this 7?
Oh no, go ahead. I'm just trying to count in my head. It's 3, right?
So.
What isn't Kerris there?
So money making Mitch now. He's not registered. So,
yeah, he's not a register. Yeah,
can't you?
Yeah,
we can't. We couldn't register. We didn't get enough. We didn't get rid of enough players in the summer to register him.
All right. I didn't know that.
So look, what it is, there's a bit of a misconception. It's not about putting 11 people, whether they're kids, dinner ladies, traffic enforcement officers, on the pitch. It's about keeping the integrity of the game and following the laws and protocols of the government. So when on Tuesday, when the game was requested to be cancelled, when on Tuesday the Liverpool players, staffing, everyone turned up for training, that batch of lateral flow tests came back positive. Once they come back positive, bro, you have to go home. There's no, Klopp has no say, Liverpool has no say. The local health authorities' protocols and the government's protocols are go home. Just like you would. So if you went to work, I don't know if you work.
Yeah, I do.
Where'd you work, bro?
COVID set.
Oh, Lord. So hear me out. You
Yeah.
go to work, or let's just say me.
Yeah.
I've got a restaurant. If I go to my restaurant and I check my staff before they walk into my restaurant, and I give them all lateral flow tests, and they pull out fakes, I have to look after my business and the safeguarding of everyone else. I tell them to go home until we get clarification if it's real or not it's real. This is what happened to us. It's nigh on impossible for us to manipulate tests. You work in one of these centers.
Yeah.
Are you seriously sitting there on your cushy, nice leather sofa that I see you behind, thinking Jurgen Klopp faked those COVID tests and manipulated them with the whole of the world pretty much having eyes on him, and just to avoid Arsenal? Not only to avoid Arsenal, but to lose the advantage we had of winning this, having the second leg at Anfield. And also, while we're playing Shrewsbury on the weekend, it makes zero sense.
No,
I
but
get
what
the
else
frustration. I get the frustration from Arsenal fans because
Yeah.
you was hyped up for that game. You knew you might have a chance because you were stronger than us, probably. But it makes zero sense for people to really believe that we faked or manipulated the test. And then it comes out that we're not going to get investigated because they looked at it again. They looked at all the evidence again. Neutral, independent, controlling bodies. Not me, not you. You probably do a better job because you work at the Comedy Centre. But not me, you who support Liverpool and Arsenal. Neutral, independent government bodies followed protocols and said there is a zero case to answer for. Doesn't matter how frustrating and mad we are about it. That's the rules that has been put in place by people who run the government and run the footballing authorities.
Yeah, I understand. But another thing is, the reason that I was really angry about this is because, like, now we've got a lot of fixtures back to back. Me personally, I'm not like I want this manager sacked, innit? The manager we've got, Arteta. I'm not a fan of him at all. But now I see us losing to Spurs. I see us losing both legs, getting knocked out, and then this manager won't be held accountable. Like that's what really pissed me off, innit? Because the games will be back to back.
If you finish fourth or fifth, do you still want your manager sacked?
Yeah, to be honest,
Let's get away from the COVID chat, man. COVID chat's boring. Let's bring it back to Arsenal, man.
Yeah. I still want him sacked, regardless.
Mitch, I just wanted to hop in and say the burn you feel from this League Cup situation. You just say now you have a sort of a more congested fixture thing in the
and now this manager won't be held accountable. That's the reason.
The FA and the Premier League have essentially they've screwed you guys over. And I just wanted to point out, seeing as you haven't been a fan of what Klopp's been saying in press conferences lately, there is no bigger advocate for player welfare than Jurgen Klopp. Nobody bangs that drum harder for everyone in the Premier League harder than him when it comes to the FA and the Premier League handing out congested fixtures. Like in the past, when you guys have played Thursday in the Europa League and then you're expected to play Saturday at midday after flying back from Eastern Europe or wherever you're playing, Klopp would be the first one to say that's bullshit. And every other league, I want to point out, every other league looks out for their European participants except the Premier League, because the TV deal is so lucrative. They're more than happy to bend over for whoever has the TV deal for you guys. So I just want to point that out. He's well on your side when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah, I do understand, but regardless, innit? But I don't see us beating you guys now. That's
keep hope alive, man.
Honest.
Keep hope alive. Listen, so why you if you don't see you guys beating us, why are you so hyped about you know, the game that's gone. Then you didn't have no hope. Why did you have hope then and not now?
Because we didn't play Nottingham Forest.
That's true.
Nottingham Forest, what I witnessed, and I see that same squad playing against you guys, same lineup, and what I saw was just embarrassment. I'll be honest, that's just an embarrassment, and that's why this manager isn't good enough. Second season in a row, he threw away the FA Cup, which actually saved him. He fluked this cup in the first place. That's what kept him in a job, and he threw it away 2 seasons in a row. I don't see us winning the League Cup. What other trophy have we got? Like that was our biggest chance of winning a trophy. I want to win a trophy, and I don't see it anymore.
I think we've arrived at the sort of the source of the anger when it comes to Arsenal, the Arsenal fan base. And again, Mitch, I'm not picking on you, but at the end of the day, the Carabao Cup represented, like you said, your most realistic chance at a trophy. And now that it's gotten a bit more difficult for you due to COVID, this is why we're getting the backlash that we're getting at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure we can all admit that's sort of how we've arrived here, you know.
But listen, go on, give us a prediction then before we keep it moving, because we've got a couple of more people and I'm so tired. We've been over and a half. Go on, be real.
I think you guys will beat us 3-0 with first leg, and then we'll beat you lot. Yeah, we'll beat you lot at home, but we won't get enough to knock you guys out.
Oh, 2 legs.
I hope you're right. Yeah. But I think it's going to be closer than that. Trust me. We still haven't got our full team together. We still haven't got all our players. We've obviously got none of the African nation players. So I think it's going to be much tighter than that.
Yeah, true. Hopefully they prove me wrong, innit? I want them to prove me wrong. Hopefully they can prove me wrong.
I hope they prove you right, brother. I hope they prove you right.
Inshallah, man. You just got to pray, man.
Nice one. Take care of yourself, my man.
Nice talking to you, Mitch.
Nice talking to you.
In a bit, man.
Take care, bro.
Take care, bro.
Nice one. Guys, we had a super chat in the building. Have I missed it? We did. Oh man, it's our man Diallo as well. Diallo, appreciate the super chat, but I just took out the link because we've been going ages, man. Hopefully, try to get you on the next one. So sorry, Diallo. We would have got your perspective on the African nations as well. See how you feel, but I don't know about you, Evan, man. We covered a whole heap of topics, man.
Yeah, we covered quite a few topics, and we always seem to make our way back to that one topic, which was funny. But yeah, we definitely got through it all today.
It's always in it. You got to keep it. So it's true. It always happens that way. It doesn't matter which circuit or which route we take. You know, but,
you always end up at the big talking point of the week. You always end up back there. But I do have to say, these are some of my favorite shows.
Oh man!
Like everyone that comes on
Look
is
at
always
the knowledge.
Yeah, like the ball knowledge, as Twitter would say, is off the scale. Everyone's
we had the brother from Bangalore in India who is an Arsenal fan, but he knew Liverpool's starting lineup and the way they play down to a T.
Exactly, he knows more about Liverpool than most Liverpool fans. It was incredible. But
Red Steve asks Soccer God, what have I missed?
A little bit of everything, Steve.
Literally. Steve, man.
It's okay. Yeah, we'll forgive you that you were late because Grizz was late as well. So exactly. Everyone gets a free pass tonight.
Hey, listen, if you don't lead by example, do you know what I mean? This is what happens, man.
Exactly.
Steve, hope you get to watch it on a replay. But guys, this has been fantastic. I was late, but Evan and Avi held the fort nicely. We had some crazy people on the screen today. We had some knowledge people, but above all, everyone was respectful and brilliant. That's the main thing. That's the main show. The whole point of this is to try to remain civil and respectful. Even though we had Chelsea, we didn't have a Man United today. We had Chelsea, we had Arsenal,
Spurs. We had Josh from Spurs. Yeah,
we had Spurs, but everyone kept it real. Everyone kept it respectful, man.
Absolutely.
What day is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday, so we got the pre-match. Check out the pre-match. I've got Turkish from AFTV and the Big Six, my homie from the Big Six, and we've got Curtis Shaw on the preview. Hopefully, I'm going to confirm the time. That's going to be 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. And then we're looking forward to the game, Evan.
Yeah,
I'm hyped up for this now. I know you take your time about getting hyped up about these domestic trophies, but I'm ready to go.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, listen, after what we've witnessed, I've been sucked into it, should we say, after the last 48 hours on the on the Twitter sphere. I've been sucked into it. I don't think we expected at the start of the season that a Carabao Cup semifinal would become a main fixture of the season, but we're here now, so we might as well win it.
We are, exactly. Listen, very quickly, as Shaq says, smash, subscribe.
Well said.
That's the way to do it. People are saying do it at 10 p.m. Okay, no problem. We'll do it at 10 p.m., my brother. We'll try to do it at 10 p.m. What I do normally, guys, I've taken it out. I put it in the chat, the stream, and all you do is click on the link. You get a camera, you get good Wi-Fi, and you're good to go. But I've taken it away now in case you guys are wondering. I'm lying. I'm not. I've just taken it away. But guys, this has been fantastic. Avi, nod if you're in the background to do the intro. Avi's nodding. Listen, this has been the Call-In Khan show. This has been another fantastic show. I think Evan's going to enjoy his day. I think I'm going to enjoy my sleep because that's the time zones we're at.
Yeah,
Peace
absolutely.
out. Take care, everyone. We out of here.
Later, guys.